Hey guys, it's Blue Guy. Today I'm going to be doing my April wrap-up and May TBR video. I know it's early, but there's a lot of things going on in my life right now, so I had to cram in some time to do it early because I can't do it at the time that I need to do it. So, yeah. Also, I will be doing my Top 5 Wednesday video, and I probably won't be making videos during the weekend though. Maybe Sunday, but I don't know. Let's just get started with the wrap-up. I read 10 books and 1 novella this month, and that is amazing. Considering I usually read around 3 to 6 books each month, so 10 is amazing. I mean, I completed a lot during break, as I said before. Anyway, the first book that I read this month was Let the Sky Fall by Shannon Messenger, the first book in the Skyfall series. I rated this 5 stars. It was amazing. I really loved it. It really surprised me. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. It was just really good, and if you haven't read this, you need to get on it. Then after that, I moved right on to Let the Storm Break by Shannon Messenger, the second book in the Skyfall series, and this came out a couple months ago, and I bought these 2 months ago? No, a month ago, so that was really convenient. Anyway, yeah, I rated this 5 stars also. It was really good, just as good as the first one. This series is shaping up to be one of my new favorite series. It's really good. And this had a cliffhanger. Then I read Requiem by Lauren Oliver, the third and final book in the Delirium series. I rated this 5 stars on Goodreads, although I wish Goodreads had half stars because I would rate this a 4.5 instead of a 5. But anyway, the first half of this book was really slow, but the second half was so good. It was amazing. It like totally redeemed itself, and I loved how the series ended. I was really satisfied. A lot of people a lot of people don't really like the ending because it's too open-ended. I could kind of guess what happened in the end, so I was really satisfied. The next book I read was Unwind by Neil Shusterman, the first book in the Unwind histology, and I rated this 4 stars on Goodreads. Again, I wish Goodreads had half stars because I would rate this 4.5 stars. Anyway, I really liked the plot and the writing style and most of the characters. However, there was one particular character in this book that annoyed me to no end. I hated his point of view. It was also, whenever this character narrated, the point of view was just really boring. So that kind of declined my interest in this book, but it was really good and I really enjoyed it. Then I read The Kill Order by James Dashner. This is the prequel to the Maze Runner series. I rated this only 2 stars on Goodreads. I did not enjoy this really at all. The plot was average at best, and even when there was action, it was just not really good. I didn't have enough time to really bond with the characters, so I didn't really care for them, and when some of them died, I was just like, oh, okay. Because, I mean, honestly, I didn't really care for any of the characters. Also, the ending was a huge cliffhanger. It raised more questions than it answered. Only reason I rated this 2 stars instead of 1 was because it did answer a couple of questions that I had at the end of the 3rd book of this series. So it wasn't all bad, and there was some good parts, but it was still really boring. Then I read Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. This is the first book in the Shatter Me series. I rated this 5 stars. I loved it. Like, absolutely loved it. And you can thank Whitney from Witty Novels because she made me read this. Because she's like the Shatter Me queen. Like, literally. This is like her favorite series, so I just had to buy it. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this, although even though there wasn't a lot of action in the first 200 pages, it was still really addicting. Like, it was good and addicting, which is really good. Then I read Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne, the first book in the Monument 14 series, and I absolutely loved it. The characters, this was actually a book where I felt the characters were true representations of what kids and teenagers are really like in the world. Well, I should know because I am a teenager and I was a kid once. But anyway, I thought this was really realistic, and it had a lot of action. It was just really good, and the ending almost made me cry. It wasn't even that sad, but yeah, read this now. Then I read Unwally by Neil Shusterman. This is the second book in the Unwind Histology. I rated this 3 stars. Most of this book was just very boring. Honestly, in this book, there was only one person's point of view that was actually interesting. And there were some good parts, but the boring parts outnumbered the good parts. So, like, if I will continue on with this series, but probably not anytime soon, and if the third book is as bad or worse than this one, then I'm giving up on this series. Then I read Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Somebody recommended this to me, so I borrowed the book from them, and that's why I don't have a physical copy. I already gave it back to them. But anyway, I rated this book 3 stars. It was okay, but it was mostly just boring and confusing at parts. And a lot of the words that were used were words I didn't know what they meant. So that was a little I kind of liked the world that was created, but not really one of my favorites. Then I read Gunner Scale by James Dashner. This is the 0.5 novella to the Mortality Doctrine. I bought this on my iBooks app, and I rated it 3 stars. The final book I read this month was Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi, the first book in the Under the Never Sky series. I have not put a rating up of this on Goodreads yet because I haven't updated my Goodreads for this yet, but I'm planning on rating it 5 stars. Again, I wish Goodreads had half stars because I would rate this 4.5, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and rate it 5 stars because it was so good and really enjoyable, although I think the middle was a little lacking in action, but it was still really good. I have a giant TBR pile. I have 11 books and 1 novella to read, and I probably won't read half of them for May, so anyway, I'll just show them all to you now, just to show them so you'll know. I'm hoping I'll complete most of these, but I probably won't. Anyway, the first thing I'd like to do this month is finish off the Under the Never Sky series by Veronica Rossi. Through the Evernight is the second book. I also have the 2.5 novella Brooke on my iBooks app. And then I will read Into the Still Blue, the third and final book in the trilogy. Then I want to read Sky on Fire by Emmy Laybourne, the second book in the Monument 14 series. This is really short, and also the first book was really addicting, so I'll probably finish this fast. Then I want to read The Program by Suzanne Young. This looks really good. Like, I mean, you can just tell by the cover. Anyway, this kind of sounds like Delirium in a way, so I'm hoping that I will really enjoy this. Then I want to read Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delira. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, I generally read contemporaries fast, so I'll probably get through this one really quick. It also sounds really interesting, so yay. These next 2 books are first books in 2 different series that I've not decided which of I'll read first because both of them are very hyped and I don't know which one I should read first. Anyway, I have The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, and I also have Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Both of these books have been very hyped about on BookTube, so I don't know which one of these I should read first. Maybe I'll read them at the same time. I don't know, but I want to read these. Then I want to read An Abundance of Catherines by John Green because I want to read more of John Green's work. And then to go along with that, I also want to read Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan because it's also partially written by John Green. I'm also excited to read more of David Levithan's work. So I'm really excited to read both of these, but I'll probably read these in June maybe, but they're on here in case I pick them up. Finally, I have a series that I'm planning on starting. I don't know, again, if I'll read these in May or June. Hopefully May. But anyway, this is an unfinished trilogy, so I only have the first 2 books. I just knocked the book over. Anyway, that series is the Mara Dyer series by Michelle Hodkin. The first book is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, and the second book is The Evolution of Mara Dyer. The third book, The Retribution of Mara Dyer, comes out this November, I believe. But I bought the first 2 books in paperback because, you know, I was planning on reading this series anyway sometime soon. So I bought them, and hopefully I will read them very soon. That's it for my April wrap-up and May TBR. Sorry this video was so long. I just had a lot of books to show you. So anyway, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!